And if people want to do something with ornamentals, there must be a protocol to go through to make them successful.
Right, well, on a lifestyle block, if you're starting from scratch, you really need to think about your layout and what trees are going to survive. And for a lot of ornamental trees to survive, you need to give them protection. So one of the first things I would think about is shelter.
There must be several options that you can use to get your shelter up.
Definitely. Your taller options for farm situations would include your leyland cypress, which is a type of conifer and forms a really good backdrop for your garden. There's also your poplars and gum trees. Next size down, I'd be looking at things like your alders, your beech trees, hornbeams. They hedge up really well. You just cut them into shape. There's also your phibaliums, pittosporums. Yeah, there's a number of things you could use.
But get those shelter trees in there first and let them get established before you introduce your exotics.
Yeah. Well, it'll just help all your pretty plants to survive a lot better if it's got shelter. They need protection from the strong winds. Yeah.
And water?
Water is absolutely necessary. Even with dry tolerant plants, they need to get their roots established so that they can tolerate the hot summers. So yeah, irrigation is definitely a consideration.
And much of New Zealand is subject to very strong dry winds.
It is. So yeah, and especially in the farm situations where there's big open paddocks, you need to be a bit more careful about your selection. One thing I would look at doing is, if you're starting from scratch, is look at your neighbour's property, see what's surviving there, what's doing well. And because, yeah, they no doubt have the same sort of soil as you have, and that helps to narrow down the options, because there are a lot of options out there.
And I guess if you do something like Pinus radiata, which is dead easy, you can always take them out afterwards.
You can. It's not always an easy process though to take them out at the other end, but yeah, leyland cypress is really taking over. It's a very tidy habit, type of conifer that makes a great backdrop.
So there must be a lot of different options, and people would choose trees for a different reason.
Oh, definitely. They need to decide, what do they want a tree for? Are they wanting it to create shade? Do they want it to attract the birds and the bees? Or do they just want it for aesthetic reasons?
And there's autumn colours and there's spring flowers and...
Yes, so the benefit with your deciduous trees is they lose their leaves, and that'll let in filtered light into your garden, patio area, what have you. With the deciduous trees, you'll get the autumn colours.
So people are using them on farms in corners of paddocks and things?
They are, and it just depends on the situation as to what kind of tree will be suitable and will tolerate that situation.
So really it's a case of find out what will do well where?
That's right, yeah. So know your soil. Know what kind of soil you've got, whether it's free draining or whether you have issues with moisture. You want your plants to survive and do well, yeah.
Ornamentals, let's have some names.
Magnolias, evergreen magnolias. They have beautiful big broad leaves, make a great backdrop. They're pretty hardy as well in the windy situations. I definitely consider those. If you're wanting autumn foliage, you could look at your liquid ambers, claret ash, your oaks, definitely. Yeah, amazing autumn colours there.
I'm a great lover of blossom, so what about spring blossom?
Spring blossom, well, it's hard to beat your flowering cherry trees. Definitely. They come in a range of colours, sizes, tree forms as well. You've got your vase shapes, your weepers, yeah. Along those lines, you could also consider your crab apples, and along with the pretty spring blossom, you're also going to get fruit, which you can use for your jelly making, and just for ornamental purposes.
If you can get there before the birds.
That's right. Well, there are ones like the Wright Scarlet crab apple. Now that's one that holds its fruit through winter, so there's always an attraction with it, and the birds don't tend to go for it until later in winter.
So really, it's a wide open canvas.
It is, definitely. And once again, I keep bringing it up, but yeah, if you've got the shelter and you can keep up the water, then there's a range of trees you can use. You can start using gladitzias, robilias, silk trees, all those really attractive ones.
Shelter.
Shelter.